All right, welcome back. Today we're going to do another very short video, right? With regards to weather GI. Now, when we are looking at weather GI, there's always a fundamental component of the question that will deal with this very unique situation of where do you place your weather tracking instruments. So when we are looking at this, right, what will normally be given to you will be a map of an area. It could be a school, could be a factory, could be anywhere actually, and dominantly, there will be locations that have been marked out. So if you look at the screen, what we have here is what looks like a school, where you have three main buildings: the laboratory block, the classroom block, and of course the third one, the school hall. And they circle an area called the Eco Garden with what looks like cauliflower trees again. So on the northwest corner of this image, you do also see a clock tower represented by a circle. And in the south of figure one, you will see a school field with four cauliflower trees once again at the corner of the school field. So there are 4 points: A, B, C, and D. And by looking at this stimulus alone, figure one, I would expect to be asked about placement issues for whatever type of weather tracking instrument. So this is the general type of instruments that we tend to be asked about, right? Placing a weather instruments, we could be placing a rain gauge, you could be placing a wind vane, you could be asked to place, where would you place an anemometer? So it depends on what your hypothesis testing is going to be on, or what the type of data that is provided for you in terms of the data chart that's given to you. So if it's rain data, if it's wind direction, if it's wind speed, these are the equipment that they will normally put up. So when you're looking at this, when you're looking at figure one, what's your number one concern? Number one concern is that you're gathering data, you want the data to be accurate. So besides the issue with these three instruments here, how are you going to ensure that the data you collect from this location in figure one is accurate, right? So our concern is data accuracy. So what are the things that will work against your objective of getting accurate data? Who are your biggest enemies? Now, in any situation, if you're trying to gather weather data, your biggest enemy will be obstruction. Okay, objects that interfere with the ability of your instruments, your accurate instruments, okay, because onus is on you to ensure the equipment is working and is able to capture accurate data. Bullies that block the way, okay, objects that obstruct your way, or worse still, you have clumsy humans who kick your device over if you leave it overnight, or who will block your way, block the wind, block the direction of the wind, block the wind speed. So these are your general objectives that you are looking for avoiding. So if you look back at figure one, right, where are these things then? Right, let's take for example location A. Right, location A, would it be ideal if I was to conduct rainfall detection at location A? Technically, it's not really covered, right? It's not inside a building. It's not under a tree. But when you look at the location of A, the wind, if the rain comes with wind and it comes from the west, okay, northwest, southwest, or west itself, the building of the laboratory block will definitely block the rain. So the amount of rainfall that you capture at A is not going to be very accurate. So this is what we mean by trying to negate your enemies, okay, trying to remove the risk caused by all these things. So the other thing that we could look at is, of course, selection. Then, if we are going to avoid these things or objects that can cause interference, be it a building, be it a tree, a bunch of plants that are actually interfering with your collection. Select open unblocked areas. That's the ideal for whatever type of data you're trying to collect, right? As open and as unblocked as possible. So if you look back here, which would be the most ideal location to collect any sort of rain data, any sort of wind data, it will definitely be in the middle of the school field, location C. Why? Because although it does have the school hall building towards its north, there is some distance away from it. And even if you consider that in compared to B, A, and D, B, A, and D are blocked by multiple items on multiple directions, whereas for C, you're only partially blocked in the north by the school hall, and also maybe if you look further out, your laboratory block may be blocking the wind or certain amount of rain from the northwest direction. But beyond that, C is actually the most ideal. So bear in mind, you're not giving the perfect location, many times the locations that are given to you all have some problem. So you're just picking the one that is most ideal. Okay, keyword most ideal, right? So don't worry too much if you cannot find one that is completely perfect. So what are we looking for now then? Finally, after you select the location, you need to remember, you need to provide justification why this is most ideal. What does it have, or rather, how is it unblocked? Compare with the exclusion reasons for the other locations. So compare to C, compare to D, compare to A, compare to B. Why is this one particular point that you pick best? What does it not have? What do the others have that work against them? So you cannot just work on just one side of the argument. You can just tell me that, oh, this location is the best, full stop, right? Because it's unblocked, full stop. Yeah. So compared to the rest are also partially unblocked. So you need to tell me what's stopping you from picking the other available points. So that's it. Right. That's it. See you for the next shorts coming soon. Right. Subscribe if you're not subscribed and turn on the notification. Not that I'm monetizing the channel, but then support. Okay, so we come back to figure one again. Where would you place a rain gauge? I will place it in C. Where would I place an anemometer to measure wind speed? I will place it in C. Where would you place a wind vane for wind direction? I will place it in C. Okay, not that it's the perfect place, but among A, B, C, and D, it's the one with the least problems. So hope to see you again soon. See you again, right? And have a good day ahead.